Donato's is legendary for putting so much on their pizzas, but just listen to what they're taking off. Right now, buy any large pizza and add a large one-topping pizza for half off. Use promo code HALF. Donato's, gotta love more.
The Sports Desk at the Columbus Dispatch presents the BuckeyeXtra Basketball Podcast. With your host, Ohio State basketball beat writer Adam Jardy.
Brandon Petit says, "Give me the rock." Here it goes. Up and away. Slam jam bam. And now he does a little dance.
Now, the BuckeyeXtra Basketball Podcast.
Hello, everyone. This is Adam Jardy from the Columbus Dispatch. Today is Thursday, May 7th, 2026. It's my official duty to welcome you into episode 556 of the BuckeyeXtra Men's Basketball Podcast. Welcome to Jubilation City. I would have gotten a podcast to you sooner this week, but, it was May the 4th and, a national holiday and religious holiday and, just had to take some time to properly mark the day and just, live up the moment. Hopefully you had a great May the 4th wherever you were, or if you're a little bit spicier, you enjoyed your Revenge of the 5th. Shout out to all my fellow nerds out there. Hey, we got a couple things to talk about here on this episode of the podcast. So, nothing has changed yet since we last spoke as far as the roster, as far as the coaching staff. Ohio State, well, actually, come to think of it, after I have, keeping dates straight in my head right now is a challenge. But Ohio State is in the market for a new strength and conditioning coach. Coach Quadrian Banks in Ohio State parted ways, and search is ongoing there for a replacement. And they're also still in the market for a new assistant coach to replace Joel Justice, who left to take a job at Vanderbilt. My understanding on that is that by the time you hear this, they should be really close. I know I said that on the last episode. These things tend to take a little bit longer, but I do think we will have some news on that here in short order. So stay tuned for that. Odds are I'm helping at field day at my youngest son's elementary school on Friday. So odds are it will happen like right in the middle of that, but we'll deal with it either way. Probably won't be too crazy long before we have some idea there. So otherwise, I feel like this time of year, it makes sense to kind of keep running down the roster. So Ohio State, 10 essentially scholarship players, as we would normally term them. John Mobley Jr., who is still in the NBA draft process. I had been told that this week had workouts with Memphis and Boston, a couple others upcoming. Did not receive an invite to the G League Combine, which Ohio State fans can just think back a couple of years to Dwayne Washington Jr. Declaring for the draft, keeping his eligibility, getting that G League Combine invite, playing his way into the full NBA Combine, and then ultimately staying in the draft. Mobley did not receive a G League Combine invitation. So certainly there are teams that are aware of him and are, have put him through workouts, will be putting him through workouts. But again, the expectation at this point is still that we will see him in Columbus next season. So he will be a centerpiece on a roster that also features Amari Bynum, Anthony Thompson, Josh Ojanwuna, Ivan Yagovin, Andrea Jelovich, Alex Smith, Justin Pippen, Curtis Givens, and Jimmy Williams. So that's who the bulk of the playing time is going to feature next season. I do expect there will be some end of the roster type of additions for depth and development and that kind of stuff. That roster, as it stands right now, I don't know how anybody can really forecast a whole lot about next year, but we don't have schedules, and we don't have full rosters, and we don't have schedules. But having said that, our friend Bart Torvik over at barttorvik.com has Ohio State 18th in his 2026-27 projections. So that's, we don't have Ken Palm yet. There's a lot of data that we just straight up don't have for next season, but we do have some early season projections here, or some early off season projections rather. And I've got another one here. I've talked on the website about, or on the podcast about Evan Maya, EVANMIYA.com. Another awesome analytic website for college basketball. So he posted on Tuesday, he tweeted that a graphic about Ohio State. He said, "I really like the balance of returners and new talent on this Buckeye squad. They're looking like a top 20 roster." He said, "John Mobley could be one of the better offensive players in the Big Ten if he takes another step." I think he already is, honestly, one of the better offensive players in the Big Ten. But Ohio State's roster ranking range is 11 to 17 on his website. They rank as the offense between 13 and 18 and defense between 10 and 16 nationally. It says a team with this roster would typically ranked between 11 and 17 in the preseason. This does not account for coaching ability or recent team success. It says Ohio State's like going from top to bottom. These are like the highest rated players on the roster. So thinking of that list we just had, Mobley at the top, followed by Bynum, followed by Ojanwuna, followed by Thompson, followed by Pippen, and then Jimmy Williams at 6, Yelovich at 7, Yagovin at 8, Givens at 9, and Alex Smith at 10. Did have a pretty lengthy Curtis Givens story that I wrote here just recently. You can find that at dispatch.com, as well as certainly the last episode where Jason Munz and I went in depth on Curtis Givens and kind of his abilities, his skill set, and some of our favorite record stores. So that podcast, I know we went a little long. It had a full extra couple of days here to breathe. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I've gotten a lot of really good feedback from people who have said they've enjoyed having the other writers on to talk about their teams, talk about the new players that are coming in. Yeah, I've really enjoyed that. I think a lot of you have as well. The other bit of news that I broke on Wednesday evening is that we got another game on the schedule for 2026-2027, and that is that Ohio State will be starting a home-and-home series with UConn. So the Buckeyes will go there this year, and then we'll return to Columbus next year. So that we now know 4 games on the schedule. Ohio State will open against BYU in Salt Lake City. The Buckeyes will play Kansas in the CBS Sports Classic. The Buckeyes will play UConn, and they will also go to Notre Dame. So it might be. I'm interested to see if they're able to get like a marquee home non-conference game and what that could look like. It does seem like, just kind of looking around, like I don't think there are some teams that are more open to home and homes than others, and it seems like often in order to do that, and if you're the one looking for a home and home, you often have to go play on the road first and then get the home game as the return game. And obviously Ohio State this year is in a cycle where it's last year the marquee home and home was Notre Dame, and now this year that's on the road. I do wonder if we end up in a situation where Ohio State has to play, like if this UConn game ends up being like the high major game and Ohio State isn't able to get like a comparable type of opponent at the Schottenstein Center. I don't know. Scheduling looks more and more challenging every year, but right now those are the 4 high major games that we know about, and none of them are in Columbus. I shouldn't say the 4 high major games we know about. Those are the 4 games, period, that we know about. As far as that roster goes, I've done a lot of interviews here these last several days, getting stories, like at least getting like all the content or the data down, the interviews in to write about a lot of these new players. There's so many new pieces here to start really diving into, and I've been learning a lot about some of these guys, and they got a whole bunch of stories coming your way here these next couple of weeks as we wind down to June. I mean, we're a week into May, and this roster will be on campus in less than a month, really about 3 weeks. So doing a lot of gathering right now, and then we'll start getting to the writing in pretty short order. But there's a lot to dig into here as we start to slowly make our way towards summer. I think weather-wise we'll get there eventually. Our poor baseball team, we have been rained out for like the last 3 straight practices. But it's sunny today in Columbus. It's upper 50s. We're supposed to have a practice tonight. I think we're going to get out there. So we're getting there, people. It's going to be warm soon, and we're going to have lots of things to talk about as we move through the summer. But this episode of the podcast, what is going to carry us through here in just a moment, is that Ohio State has sent out a survey about the Schottenstein Center. And I thought it might be fun for all of us to take it together. So I got the email about this on Monday. It says it's about a 15-minute survey. Part of our information gathering process is designed to provide fans with an opportunity to share their feedback about potential new seating options and fan amenities within the venue to enhance the experience, whether it be for Buckeye sports or outside events. And it does, then in bold, it says, we are in the listening phase. No decisions have been made, and there's no timeline or commitment for the potential updates outlined in the survey. It says gathering feedback is an important step. Please click on the link below to take the survey. So we're going to talk through this together, and I'm going to share. I've not looked at this. I have not gone through this yet. We're going to see what we learn here and what this all looks like. So I'm going to get this loaded here in a second. Before we do, I want to remind you that you can subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever it is you enjoy your favorite podcasts. If you subscribe, you'll automatically get the newest ones just as soon as our man Patrick Flaherty, the Podfather, can grab them and publish them for us. While you're subscribing or downloading, please leave a review. Please click 5 stars, and please consider telling a friend. Thanks to all of you who've taken the time to do all those things. And thanks to all you who keep listening as we, like I said, move our way here a little bit further into the off season and start to take stock of where this all sits. So I'm going to get this set up, and then I will be right back. Donato's is legendary for putting so many toppings on their pizzas, but just wait till you hear what they're taking off. For a very limited time, when you buy any large Donato's pizza, you can add a large one-topping pizza for 50% off. That's right, half off. You order using promo code HALF. Order your favorite large Donato's pizza and add a large one-topping pizza for half off today. Donato's, gotta love more. All right, so we are getting started here, and it says, which of the following describes your current status with The Ohio State University? So I'm putting no affiliation with OSU because there's not a media section here. Okay, it says, generally when selecting a seat location for OSU basketball and or hockey games in the Schottenstein Center, how important are the following factors in your decision? Please rate them on a 1 to 7, where 1 is not important and 7 is very important. All right, so this is asking for things like seat comfort, aisle seat accessibility, proximity to the court, proximity to the playing surface, sightline viewpoint, i.e., example, sideline versus baseline, seating close to family and friends, distance from the arena entrance or exit, proximity to restrooms, proximity to parking location. All right, so seat comfort, I'm just going to say 4. Aisle seat, I'm not really an aisle guy. I prefer to be more in the section. I don't have people getting up and getting out, so I put that as a 3. Seat accessibility, ADA seating, handrails, aisle steps, that doesn't matter to me. That gets a 1. Proximity to mid-court / center ice. Yeah, I would say that's important. And that's one of the things I consistently hear from people that they loved about St. John that they don't like about the Schott is they feel like they're much further from the action. So I'm going to say proximity to mid-court, put that as a 5. And proximity to the playing surface, I'd put that as a 6. Sightlines, I'm putting as a 7. I think that's incredibly important. I think that's one of the most important things when you're watching a game. Seating close to family / friends. Well, I don't have any friends, and I'm always there working, but I'm going to put that as a 4. And proximity to parking location, which is interesting because we all know what it's like to have to park at the Schottenstein Center. So for proximity to parking location, I think that's an area that needs improvement. So I'm putting that at a 6. Okay, so now here's another set of questions. When selecting a seat location, how important are the following factors? So now it's asking about amenities. So access to social gathering spaces for general fans. I don't care about that. Maybe other people feel differently. That I'm not there. Well, when it comes to Ohio State basketball, I'm there because I'm working. But like if I'm going to a Cleveland Guardians game, like I'm there to, I'm there with family or whatever. But like I'm there for the game. I'm not there for like the social aspect. And maybe that I'm just weird that way. So I'm voting that as not important. Same with the access to the club lounge / hospitality space. I'm poor. I don't have those kinds of opportunities. Proximity to restrooms, we'll put that as a 2. Proximity to concessions, put that as a 2. I don't mind walking around. I enjoy whenever I'm on the road, and especially anytime I'm seeing like a new arena. I always walk the perimeter, or I walk the concourse. I want to see it, and if I'm there as a fan, I feel the same way. Like I want to experience the arena. So having to walk around doesn't bother me much. Availability of grab-and-go concessions, these have become a little bit more clutch, I feel like, to me, as I've gotten a little bit older. So I'm going to put that at a 4. Access to premium food and beverage service, again, I'm poor, so 1. Access to all-inclusive food and beverage package. I've had fun with these in the past. There was a year that a couple people in my family and we bought tickets because Cleveland was hosting the Yankees for a traditional doubleheader, and you could buy one ticket, go to both games, and we did the all-access, and I ate so much pizza. It was great. So I like those options. I'm going to put that at a 4. And then access to third-party events, concerts, comedy shows, etc. I do like my concerts. I would prefer it not to be a basketball arena. I'm going to put that at a 4. In the last 3 years, have you attended a concert or other non-OSU sponsored entertainment event at the Schottenstein Center? Yes, I've been to a concert. On average, how many concerts or other entertainment events do you attend at the Schottenstein Center annually? I'm going to say 1. How would I rate the quality of concerts / non-OSU sponsored entertainment events hosted at the Schottenstein Center annually? I'd say good. We weren't able to get Oasis Live 25, but I have seen like The Killers and Muse, and actually really interested in going to the Casey Musgraves show this fall. So I'm going to say good. What types of shows would you like to see hosted at the Schottenstein Center? Oh boy. If I put Oasis, they're going to know exactly who is filling this one out. So I'm just going to say rock alternative. Okay. Schottenstein Center renovations. Since opening in 1998, the Schottenstein Center has been the proud home of OSU men's and women's basketball and men's ice hockey, while also hosting a wide variety of notable concerts, family shows, touring productions, and other sporting and entertainment events. OSU is exploring potential arena enhancements that could introduce a variety of new modern seating and hospitality experiences consistent with those found at leading collegiate and professional sports venues, helping to elevate the game day atmosphere. A more diversified seating catalog within the arena would provide unique and exciting options for all OSU sports fans, while also enhancing the arena's ability to attract top-tier external events. How would you characterize your attitude towards a potential renovation of this type? And the responses range from very positive to very negative. I would say very positive. That's where I am on that. Why do I feel this way? And it gives you a box to type in your answer. And my answer is, I feel that by trying to be good at everything, the building ends up not being very good at anything. I think that sums it up. If OSU reimagined the game day experience at the Schottenstein Center by introducing new fan amenities, improvements and seating products, which of the following sports, if any, would you be potentially interested in purchasing season tickets for? For the purposes of this, I'm going to put men's basketball, even though I obviously would not be purchasing season tickets. But let's see. Okay. New and enhanced seating. The renovation of the Schottenstein Center could include a variety of new and enhanced seat offerings that appeal to individual buyers, small groups, 4 to 10 seats, and larger groups, 12 plus seats. New and enhanced seating opportunities provide a variety of elevated amenities and benefits over general arena seating, including larger, more comfortable seats with increased legroom, exclusive access to hospitality lounge areas immediately behind the seating area, access to premium food service and full bar, dedicated restrooms for patrons inside the lounge, ability to socialize with other members inside the lounge, TVs and communal tables / furniture inside the lounge, dedicated arena entrance, other such amenities. And there's a couple of pictures here. Looks like one is from Rocket Mortgage. There's a Phoenix Suns logo on it. So some NBA type of restaurant seating options, like lounge areas. How would you characterize your interest in learning more about potential new and enhanced seating products for each of the sports below in a renovated Schottenstein Center? So it says men's basketball and women's basketball. I would definitely be interested. The options are definitely, likely, possibly, and not interested. I would definitely be interested. And again, just for the sake of keeping this short, I'm just going to say that I'm definitely interested in men's basketball enhanced seating products. What elements are important when considering the purchase of a seating experience that is more elevated than general seating? And the options are wider padded seating. I think that's important. I'm giving that a 5. More legroom. I'm putting that at a 6. Movable seating, not important. In-seat TV monitor for replays, stats, food ordering, etc. Sounds neat. I'll put that at a 3. In-seat charging ports, not important. Charge your phone before you get there. What elements are important when considering the purchase of a seating experience that is more elevated than general seating? Is the hospitality experience. Okay, 1 to 7, not important, very important. Access to hospitality lounge, I don't care. Private restrooms, 2. Upgraded food and beverage options, 2. All-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverages, I'll say 3. cash bar to purchase wine and beer. 3, ability to purchase liquor in hospitality lounge. This is a whole different side of watching games that I just never experience. So I don't know. I would say 3, social gathering spaces. As I said, that doesn't matter to me. 1, group seating for family/companies. Put that at a 3. That'd be nice to do something with the family. Okay, and then experimental amenities, priority parking. I think that could be important at Ohio State. I'll put that at a 6. Dedicated arena entrance for premium patrons. Again, I have a hard time imagining that ever would apply to me, but I'll put that at a 3. Exclusive Wi-Fi access, 7. Pre and post game court access, 5. Invitations to exclusive team events. I think these are things that if I were a season ticket holder at anything, I would highly value. I'm putting at 7. First right of refusal to purchase tickets for concerts/family shows hosted at the arena. 4. Okay, club seats. Renovations to the Schottenstein Center could include the conversion of a limited number of existing 200-level seats, the press box level, and or a limited number of unsold suites into club seats. Club seats could be wider, padded seats with increased legroom and great views of the on-court action. Club seat patrons could have access to a dedicated hospitality space conveniently located on the 220 level or suite level concourse, which would enhance the game day experience and offer a number of amenities such as wider, padded seats in a prime viewing location, access to a hospitality lounge before, during, after the game, upscale food and non-alcoholic beverages, cash bar to purchase beer, wine, and spirits, private restrooms, casual seating areas, and TVs within hospitality lounge, first right to purchase tickets to other events, other such amenities. And then there's some illustrated options here. I can see like these are pictures of one in Utah, looks like Charlotte. I mentioned Cleveland. How would you describe your interest in purchasing club seats for OSU men's or women's basketball games on a seasonal basis in a renovated Schottenstein Center? I mean, I'd possibly be interested in that if I were not doing this job. How likely is it that you would purchase a club seat for men's basketball at a total annual cost of $5,000 per seat, inclusive of the ticket cost, per seat contribution, catered buffet, and non-alcoholic beverages and other premium amenities? That would be out of my price range, so I would not purchase that. What if the total cost was $4,000? Would not purchase. That's a lot for my family. $3,000? Still no. Loge boxes. Now this is asking preferences for a semi-private entertaining space for 4 to 8 people. Ideal for families, small groups of friends, corporate entertainment, without the larger inventory of seats and costs associated with the traditional luxury suite. Loge boxes, which are currently offered at Ohio Stadium for football games, could provide patrons with in-box wait service, controllable TV monitor inside your box to view replays or other games, and a mini fridge that could come pre-stocked with water and soda. So there's pictures here. Looks like there's Indianapolis. Some of the similar pictures to what we've seen. There's the Huntington Legends Club. How would you describe your interest in purchasing a Loge box for OSU men's or women's basketball games on a seasonal basis? I'm going to say, again, possibly interested. How likely is you would purchase a 4-seat Loge box for men's basketball at a total annual cost of $20,000 per box, $5,000 per seat, inclusive of the ticket cost, per seat contribution, catered buffet, non-alcoholic beverages, and other premium amenities? I would not purchase that. We do not have that kind of money. What if it was $16,000, $4,000 per seat? Still out of our price range. $12,000 per box, $3,000 per seat. Love my family. Couldn't do it. Living room boxes. Now this says the ultimate and private box viewing. Living room boxes in a renovated Schottenstein Center could seat 4 to 10 people in the most luxurious and comfortable seating area offered in the arena. Bring the comforts of your home to OSU basketball games with plush theater-style seating or couches and television screens that allow you to watch replays and highlights. The purchase of a living room box would also include direct access to an exclusive club lounge behind the seats. A number of additional amenities could be included, including in-box TV monitor, storage, small fridge, club lounge access, full service cash bar, elevator access. Has a bunch of sample pictures from other arenas. How interested would I be in purchasing a living room box? Again, we'll go with possibly interested, and I think we'll get the same questions. How likely is it you would purchase a 4-seat living room box for men's basketball? The total annual cost was $24,000 per box, so $6,000 per seat. Nope. $20,000 per box, $5,000 per seat. Sorry. And $16,000 per box, $4,000 per seat. Okay, now we're going to get the same list of questions here. Hopefully we're getting close to the end of this section. Luxury suites. Currently, the Schott offers a limited number of 12-seat luxury boxes located above the lower level of the seating bowl. A renovation of the arena could include refurbishment of existing suite products. Reimagined suite products would provide a private viewing experience for 12 people with a variety of exclusive amenities, including 12 tickets to all men's and women's basketball games, ability to purchase up to 8 additional suite standing room only tickets, comfortable seats with private lounge area with space for in-suite catering and beverage service, in-suite technology, including TV monitors and an ordering system, first right to purchase the suite for other events hosted at the arena, and other such amenities. So they have pictures of the current setup and then what it could look like. Some of these pictures, again, we've already seen. So it says that a sideline luxury suite it has $3 signs after that. A corner/end luxury suite has $2 signs after that. So let's say possibly interested in the cheaper one. And I'm saying I would not be interested in the sideline ones because if it's got $3 signs, how likely is it you would purchase a 12-seat corner/end luxury suite at a total annual cost of $90,000 per suite, inclusive of the cost of both men's and women's basketball season tickets and per seat contribution? Could not do that. What if it was $80,000? Nope. And I still would not do it for $70,000. But some of you might. And if you can, you have these options. These are all things that they're thinking about. Now it's asking about club memberships. Renovate Schottenstein Center could include a new club lounge space located in the outer concourse of the suite level, overlooking the atrium and or practice court, available as an annual membership that complements your existing seats by providing access to a private space with enhanced hospitality amenities, including exclusive access to club lounge, upscale food and beverage. Okay, and so they've got some pictures here. There's one at Purdue, Charlotte, Indianapolis, and then the George Brand Center Court Club. I should know who George Brand is. I don't. So this is illustrative in nature, doesn't necessarily reflect the design, but these are suites 204, 205, 206, 207. So the club would be like behind those seats. So how interested would you be in purchasing that in addition to the cost of a season ticket? I would say possibly interested. $1,500 per person in addition to the cost of a ticket? No. $1,000 per person? No. $500 per person? I would say possibly. If I were in the situation where I was buying season tickets and then possibly for $500 per person. If you made a decision to purchase a club membership for men's basketball, how many would you likely purchase? Well, in this scenario, if we had 4 season tickets then I would put 4. Party deck. Now we're talking. Could include a new offering in the upper level of the arena that can provide patrons with a unique space to socialize with other fans. Party deck game ticket could provide patrons access to an exclusive upper level patio deck designed for casual viewing, offering a mix of seating options such as individual arena or ledge seats, terrace tables. This makes me think of, certainly it's outdoors, but at Progressive Field in Cleveland, they've renovated like some of the outdoor sections there. They took out whole sections of bleachers and they made party decks, and they look pretty cool. They have. There's a picture here too that they show the Blue Jackets have something like this, and the potential sections for this. It's got the 300 level seats that are behind each basket. So how interested would you be in purchasing single game party deck tickets for the following sports: an enhanced Schottenstein Center, men's basketball, reserve seating? I'm gonna go standing room only ticket. I would be possibly interested in that, but not interested in reserve seating or a terrace table. So standing room only in the party deck, $20 to $40 per ticket. It says, note, OSU men's basketball typically hosts 18 home games per season. So it says pricing depending on opponent, $20 to $40 per ticket. I'm going to say I would be possibly interested in doing that for 4 games. Let's just, why not? Recognizing the price of party deck tickets would vary by game and reflect the level of opponent. Which opponent tier would you be most likely to purchase OSU men's basketball party deck tickets for? And it nationally ranked / conference opponents get $3 signs. Other Power 4 opponents get $2 signs. Non-conference, non-Power 4 opponents get $1 sign. We'll do other Power 4 opponents, middle range there. If you made the decision to purchase party deck standing room only tickets, how many would you likely purchase each game on average? I would say 2. Probably go there with either my wife or maybe bring one of the kids or a friend. Among the potential seating options that may be available within a renovated Schottenstein Center in the future, including your current seat location, if that is your preference, please indicate the seating option that you would most likely purchase for men's basketball and or women's basketball. And so there's season tickets, all the things we've gone over essentially here. So I'm just going to say that I'm not interested in any of these options. Or let's, for the sake of this, general season tickets. We'll see where that gives us. In some very limited cases, various underlined, some fans prefer to purchase multiple seating areas. Do you intend to purchase tickets to more than one seating area for men or women's basketball in a renovated Schottenstein Center? I would say no. Why are you not interested in any of the seating options presented? I would say cost of seating. Yeah. We'll go with that. A renovated Schottenstein Center could include a number of unique areas to host meetings, banquets, receptions, and other special events for groups of all sizes on non-game days. How would you characterize your or your company's interest in holding a meeting or special event at a renovated Schottenstein Center on non-game days? Not interested. Let's move this along a little bit. As part of OSU's broader campus master plan, alongside potential renovations to the Schottenstein Center, the university may consider developing a new dedicated hockey rink on campus. This venue would provide a more intimate setting for ice hockey home games, while also supporting additional practice capabilities and enhanced team facilities. How would you describe your attitude towards the development of a new dedicated ice hockey rink on OSU's campus? Very positive. Why do you feel this way? The arena is too big for the hockey program to annually draw large crowds. The need for ice in the arena impacts sightlines for basketball, and there are times during the year when the men's hockey team has no ice to practice on. A new arena would alleviate a lot of issues for all parties. That's why I feel that way. How much do you agree or disagree with the following statements? A new dedicated ice hockey arena would entice me to attend more ice hockey games, or would it entice me to attend ice hockey games more often than I do today? Completely agree. I feel a new ice hockey arena will enhance the collegiate experience for current and future OSU students. Completely agree. I believe having a new hockey arena will elevate the profile of the men's and women's ice hockey teams. Also completely agree. Assuming there was a new ice hockey arena on OSU's campus, how would this impact your decision to attend home men's and women's ice hockey games in the future? I would attend more men's games and more women's games. On average, how many would I likely attend? It's tough with this work schedule, but we'll say 4. Women's games, same. Would love to see them playing in a bigger arena. Where would you most desire to sit? So this is asking about buying season tickets for either of those programs. And I think this is wrapping up the survey here, asking me zip code, gender, age. Hey, I'm still in 35 to 44. That's good news. What is your approximate net worth? I have 0. Thank you for completing the survey. Do you have any additional comments for the university to consider regarding potential enhancements to the Schottenstein Center? I'll leave that blank. That concludes the survey. Thank you for your participation. So, well, this did drag on a little bit there, but I do think we kind of got some idea into some of the things that they're looking at. When I try to close my eyes and picture, like, you can't make the building smaller. Can you open it up more? It sounds like they're looking for ways that they could take sections of the arena, not too dissimilar from what Cleveland did at Progressive Field, where people were not sitting in the third deck out in right field once that 455 game sellout streak came to an end. So they took that section and they took those seats out and they made that like a big kind of open outdoor patio area. They've done that in left field and right field. Those have been good changes to the ballpark. Those types of changes to the Schottenstein Center, I mean, I know like our default answer, I think, on a lot of this stuff is just to blow it up and rebuild St. John. Recognizing the improbability of that, I don't hate these ideas, and I certainly, some of them don't apply to, I would say, people in like maybe my financial bracket. But if you're taking sections that are generally not filled anyway, and you can reimagine them and tear them out, rebuild them, do something like, I'm intrigued by some of that. And certainly you would also be lowering your seating capacity, which needs done, frankly. Those would be my top takeaways from having gone through that survey. I hadn't really thought about changes in that way, and that's interesting. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully it didn't drag on too much. It said 15 minutes. I'm not sure where we ended up on the time with that. We're going to wrap up here in just a moment. A couple of recruiting ranking updates. The final On3/Rivals national recruiting rankings. Anthony Thompson is the number 10 recruit in the class, and Alex Smith at 148. Alex Smith has some thoughts about his recruiting ranking, and you'll be hearing about that here before too much longer. Did find out the two of them have been working out together in Columbus, as they're both kind of starting to get acclimated and begin the process of getting ready to be freshmen at Ohio State. But they've already been getting together and putting in work on a weekly basis here in Columbus. Anthony's been coming down from Western Reserve up in Northeast Ohio. Also, LJ Smith is number 7 in the 2027 class in the updated ESPN rankings. And I should mention on here, because we did talk about him in the last episode, but Aaron Bradshaw will be playing at Tennessee State this year. So Kentucky, Ohio State, Memphis, Tennessee State. Tennessee State went 23-10 in the Ohio Valley last year and got a 15 seed in the NCAA tournament, lost to Iowa State in the first round. So I'm going to wrap this one up now. Hopefully this was fun. Hopefully we all have a little bit of an idea of maybe some of the things they're looking at. I mean, it's clear that this is all in very early stages, but it's good to have a little bit of an understanding here. So thanks for going through that with me. As always, you can send along your questions, your comments, your love notes, your hate mail, and otherwise constructive criticism to me at Adam Jardy on Twitter or ajardydispatch.com. Thank you again for listening. Thanks to Patrick Flaherty, the Podfather, for getting this out to you. I'll be back with you, I would guess, early next week. So until then, be kind, take care, have a good weekend, and we'll talk soon. Want a huge deal on a large pizza? For a very limited time at Donato's, buy any large pizza and add a large one-topping pizza for 50% off. Yes, half off. Use promo code HALF. Donato's, gotta love more.
Be sure and subscribe to the Buckeye Extra podcast in the iTunes Store, the Google Play Store, or on Stitcher.